Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So today is the 11/11 portal, and I'm really getting this message that this is a time of shift for you, right? 11/11, 111, those are the angel numbers for like a new beginning, right? Starting something new. And I really feel like this is a time of shifting for you. If it's not like physically manifesting, if you're not like getting a call for a job interview today, or someone's going to confess some kind of feelings for you, yeah, Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck. It's going to be an energetic shift. So let's see what Spirit has to say, how this is manifesting. Spirit, could you give us some insight into this 11/11 portal for the collective drawn here today? What is it that they need to know? What is this shift that is happening? Remember, this is a general tarot reading. I read energies. Nothing is set in stone, where you always have the choice. You always have free will. And remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't resonate. This isn't, I'm not going to tell you that this is going to happen on this date at this time, right? It's energy. It's to help you connect with Spirit, with the universe, to give you a snapshot into what's happening right now. So Spirit, tell me, give me a signifier card. Who is being drawn here today? What can they expect on this 11/11 portal? What is your guidance? Getting this message that it's over. It's over. You're free. The thing that's been holding you back is over. It has no power over you. All right, Spirit, let's get a card for who's drawn here today. Oh, wow, Two of Cups in reverse. So I feel like you've had some relationship troubles in the past. Whether this is romantic, it could be a really nasty breakup that you went through recently, or a friend breakup. You could have had some family trauma that you're healing from. Maybe just like I think this is like karmic relationships. You've had a lot of relationships in your past that have reflected your own darkness, so that you can see it, so that you can confront it. Maybe relationships that manifested because of your karma from past lives. But the point of these relationships is always to teach you lessons, or always to help you grow. And these lessons can be like, just very plain and simple, what you don't want in a relationship, right? It is through contrast, through experiencing what we don't want, that we can then step into what we do want, right? So we can learn what red flags are, so that we can choose not to invest our time and energy and emotional effort into relationships that don't serve us. So you're moving past this. You're moving past relationships that didn't serve you. Giving relationships where you gave of yourself but didn't receive anything back. Maybe being, the sole breadwinner and someone who is taking advantage of you. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. You're learning to listen to your intuition, to put your emotional well-being above all else, leading with your feelings of learning that all you need to know about a relationship is, how do I feel, right? Does this person make me feel good? Do I feel happy in their company, right? Does it give me energy to be with them? Do I honor myself in this relationship? Do I feel good about myself? Do I feel like I'm growing in this relationship? And prioritizing that. And if you're wondering, how do I feel like I always pick, toxic people. Why do I always, date people who don't value myself? It's because you're learning how to value yourself, right? you're learning that, you know, your emotions are your guidance system, to always trust your gut. And that you're a queen, like you're a queen, babe. You are like so loving and so caring, and that is your power. Like your power is your love, is, you know, you leading with your heart. And that you are a queen, so the only person that you should entertain is a fellow queen or a king or a non-binary ruler. You know, like you need someone equally yoked as you. You need someone who's going to pour into you as you pour into them and as you pour into yourself. You know, that phrase that Anakin always says, which is, I'll take care of me for you if you take care of you for me, right? So being with someone who takes care of themselves, that is not a codependency, releasing codependent relationships. And with the Seven of Swords, I feel like you're leaving, you know, you are leaving situations that don't serve you anymore. You're learning to not be afraid to walk away from relationships, even though it may be difficult, even if, you know, sometimes it's going to be a direct conversation, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you're going to have to sneak away, especially if it's toxic or abusive, right? And it's okay to leave. It's okay to prioritize yourself. And by leaving, you open up the way for new relationships to come in, right? Something has to leave before something new comes in, right? It has to be an empty space, or otherwise there's no room. So you're learning how to leave. Well, okay, I just got like 3 of them coming in. Okay, Knight of Wands. Yeah, 10 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. Yeah, you're not afraid to walk away, like I said. And when you walk away, when you choose to take action that delivers you from these relationships, new things will come in. You'll have, you know, your choice. Like, you know, there's so many choices on this card. If you can see, like, so many different things in the cups, and the guy is just like daydreaming about all of them. So, and when you leave, like, new people will come in. New people who are Queen of Cups, you know, who are Kings of Cups, who know how to, you know, cherish the people in their lives and let them live their own life as well, will come in. And you have these people coming in, right? Don't ever stay in something for fear of not having something else, right? You don't want to stay in a relationship because you're afraid of being alone, right? Be alone and then pour into yourself, take care of yourself, you know, like, it's a little spicy, but even sexually, like, take care of yourself. And, you know, these people, new people will always be coming in, right? Especially if you maintain this authentic expression and authentic living of your path, right? And so we also have the 10 of Swords. And I feel like this is, maybe in the past you did overthink about your relationships, overthinking about, you know, what am I doing to the other person? Maybe putting other people's emotions and well-being before yours. Like, if you were supporting them, like, oh, what are they going to do without me? How are they going to live? You know, how are they going to survive? Like, maybe they, you know, struggle with anxiety or depression or, you know, mental illness or addiction or something. And you are always like trying to mitigate those problems for other people. But, you know, Spirit is saying, release this, you know, release this overthinking, release this idea that you need to take care of everyone, because that's not true. And by doing that, you're getting in the way of their karma, the lessons that they need to learn. And that doesn't mean, like, you know, shutting your heart to them, but you may need to, you know, enact physical boundaries. And, you know, there's consequences to actions. And so, you know, by leaving, let's say they were, you know, depending on you emotionally. Well, by leaving, then they learn that, oh, when I do this, this makes the person leave. So maybe I should, you know, address these issues, address this codependent nature of mine. And maybe they won't, but, you know, you only need to take care of yourself. And when you take care of yourself, you have, you know, options coming in, you have choices. And I do feel like, because it's under the Queen of Cups, like, you're learning that not everything is what it seems. Not all people are what they seem. They may have a front of, being really happy, and maybe on social media they seem like they're very fulfilled and very happy, but that's, you never know what's really happening under the surface. So just use your intuition when you're making choices about the relationships that you are stepping into. Trust if red flags go off or alarm bells go off, listen to them. But know that like you have your choice of where to go forward from here, and choose what your heart really wants. Choose fulfillment, whatever that looks like for you. Don't be afraid to daydream. Make that vision board for the kinds of relationships that you want, for the kinds of, day-to-day activities that you want. Yeah, Two of Wands. Yeah, so I'm definitely getting that on this 11-11 portal. Like here we also have the 11 of the wands, and also here with the swords. This is a time for you to make the choice to move on from relationships that are no longer serving you, that maybe have never been serving you. And if you've already physically moved on, then like emotionally moving on, maybe doing like a cord cutting ceremony or journaling about it and saying goodbye and saying, I release this relationship, to let new relationships come in. And especially with the Two of Wands is all about planning of, you have one wand here that is like shackled to the structure and one that's on top. And he had to let go of this one that was bolted down to hold the world. So, release these things that have been tying you down so that you can have the world. So think about it. Think about, what do you want? What would your dream life look like? If you didn't have to think about money, about resources, about practicality, like what would it actually look like? And, decide, think about it and figure it out. Like I know that you have some kind of inkling that you've known since you were a kid that you want to do. Well, pursue it. This is, ask God for it. God is saying that today on the 11-11 portal, this is your chance to manifest. This is your chance to start completely new. And to choose, I had one flip over, but then it got lost back in the deck. Choose to plan your life around your actual wants to things that will actually emotionally fulfill you. Oh wait, I just saw it was upside down. Yeah, King of Pentacles in reverse. Moving away from people who are not grounded, who were maybe siphoning your material wealth. I kind of feel like you maybe are very hardworking and you were like financially supporting people. So like moving away from them and resting in your own King of Pentacles energy, that you are a king, like you're the king and the queen. You have divine masculine and feminine both in your life. Stepping into this feeling that there is no such thing as scarcity. You have everything you need. The universe will always provide for you. So leave relationships, leave situations. Maybe this is like a home life. It's okay to move on. You will always be taken care of because you prioritize yourself. All right, let's get some spiritual guys. Epiphany 9. Yeah. So she's got like the triangle around her eye and it's giving the star, or is showing her the star. She's seeing the star through that. So the triangle can represent divinity. You have an epiphany coming from your higher self. Yeah, so connect with your higher self. Think about what you want and you will have some kind of revelation about a pathway to it. God will reveal the next step for you. All you ever need to know is the next step. Especially with the Two of Wands, like I was saying, don't take into account the practicality or like how it's all going to work out. All you ever need to know is the next step. And God will always reveal that next step to you. They will always reveal, the next step, the next building block for you. It will always reveal itself. And that's all. You don't need to know the other one. I always have this idea of like the hermit where he's got his little lamp and he can only ever see, one step ahead of him. But he knows that the rest of the steps are there. He just can't see them yet. But they are there. And every time you walk down one more step, the next step gets illuminated. And you walk on more and the next step gets illuminated. And again and again and again. And it's never going to run out. And then suddenly, like, you look around and you're like, oh my gosh, this is where I wanted to be all along, right? This is where was dreaming of being, and the life that I was dreaming of having, you know, when I started this journey. So we've got 16 teamwork coming in, helper guides. Don't be afraid to ask your guides. Don't be afraid to connect to spirit, to meditate. You know, if you've never connected like to your higher self, maybe do a higher self meditation. Maybe connect to your guardian angel. I also feel like God is saying that, like, you're not doing this alone, even on the physical plane. Like, people are coming in with the Knight of Wands. Like, people are going to come in to help you take these actions. Maybe look at the people you have in your life now. Who can you really trust? Who will help you? And, you know, people don't know that you need help unless you ask, unless you let them in. So, you know, talk to the people around you. Talk to your loved ones, to your trusted friends and family to help you. Adventure 7. Yeah, look, they're breaking these chains. And again, the Star. So I feel like, especially with these two cards, like first in the Epiphany card, she sees it, right? She sees the star. And then in the Adventure card, the star is inside herself. So this is you. You're going to see it. You're going to see, your higher self is going to reveal this life that you could have. And it's going to feel really good. And then, you know, once you see that feeling, once you imagine this life for yourself, integrate it into your heart, you know that it's going to happen. Like, there's this idea of manifestation of, you know, once you envision what you want your life to look like, it's going to start feeling really good when you step into that vision, right? You're going to feel happiness, you're going to feel love, you're going to feel freedom. And the way to manifest is then to keep going back to that energy, to then, you know, go back to that feeling of gratitude, of freedom now, even though the physical circumstances may not reflect it, to stay in that feeling. And when you are in that feeling, it aligns you to that timeline where you do have it, and it will come through. So I think, you know, this is saying, like, break your chains. Your chains are already broken. Spread your wings and fly. Know that this is coming, that your new adventure, this is a turning point for you. You know, life is supposed to be a grand adventure of joy and fun and whatever you want it to be. And you're stepping into this idea of freedom. You are so free. You don't need any of these people from your past that were taking advantage of you. No, they were just holding you down and you didn't even know it. Like, imagine how lightweight you're going to be when you don't have them in your life, when you're around other people who are free. The sea turtle is so pretty. The sea turtle is also a solitary animal for the most part. So I think that's especially apt. Like, you don't need other people who aren't serving you. And once you aren't afraid to go it alone, then the universe will bring in your people. Okay. Sea turtle. The sea turtle is a gentle creature with a long lifespan and can swim over vast distances. It can take decades to reach full maturity, granting them insight and wisdom only accumulated through time and experience. Sea turtles represent the journey and share their infinite patience as you walk the path and learn from the lessons given along the way. When the sea turtle comes into your life, it may be time to look at the big picture and determine your needs for the long haul. Are you ready for the future? Now is the time to start planning. Enjoy the journey of your life. Start planning for the future. Yeah, so I feel like this is extremely apt for this whole reading. You know, all of these past injustices that you may have faced, you know, maybe toxic relationships, they're part of your journey and you have learned from them. You know, take those lessons and integrate them into what you want for the future, you know. And the journey is here to be enjoyed. We are here to enjoy life, you know, to love and to live life, you know, whatever that means for you. Like, if you love golf, to go play golf, you know, go play sports, to go travel, to have a family, build community, you know, be a doctor, you know, whatever it is that you want. Like, life is to be enjoyed. And this is a time, like, you have a fresh slate, a clean slate. So start dreaming. Start deciding what you want your life to look like, because it will come in. This is an opportunity. God is saying that the portal is open. Like this is the prime time for jumping timelines. You just have to decide. You just have to decide what you want your life to look like and then give it to God, and it will be there. So anyway, that's what I have for your reading today. I hope it was helpful. Good luck on your journey. I'm sending you so much love and light. Leave a comment below if this resonated with you, if you just want to talk about something. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.